Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hope everybody's doing well today. I know Daz has a premiere at My Aussie Garden and Kitchen, so we're going to wait a few minutes till he's done. I even have that running myself, but I have our special guest backstage. So hello, Jupiter Moon Acres. Welcome, welcome. Ormsby Farms. We love you too, Casey. Hey, Nisi, Free Handling Maid. Hello, Ariella. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Broke Cowgirl. Hello, Boots and Bounty. Hello, Bland's Promised Land Ranch, although I know you're coming back. Hey, Altruistic Farmstead. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Daz. Welcome. I hope everybody enjoyed your premiere as much as we did. I know Daz will be here in just a minute. Brampton Gardner is here. Hello, Rochelle. Nick at Arizona Highland Homestead. Welcome, welcome. They call me Sunshine. Hey, welcome. Glad you're here. Mennonite Farmhouse. Hey, Leanne. Hello, LP. Hello again, Jupiter Moon Acres. I'm just saying hello to folks because I did say hello, and I know everybody was in Daz's premiere, so I want to give everybody a chance to get here. Hello, Mr. Blue Collar Homestead. Hope you're feeling well. Hello, Rancho Magnolia, Andale Homestead, Seed Faith Homestead, Scott Rambling with the Brooms, Nancy at Our Treasured Home. Hello, hello. Hello, Carla, Living a Rogue Life. Hello, Kiddo, Nana's Crazy Life. That's Donna J. Griggs. We love her. Hey, Country Mama Musings. I know you got it muted, but I appreciate you being here. You're a sweetheart. Hello, Anita. Altruistic Farmstead. Kyle Leve is here, or Kyle Lev, excuse me. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Well, we've got a special guest for us tonight. Oh, good, Leanne. I'm glad you're feeling 90% yourself. That's awesome. So tonight we have a special guest for you guys. And no worry, Daz. I had actually put in the chat earlier that I wanted everybody to go over to your premiere. So thanks for posting the link for us in your premiere. That was super, super kind. All right. Bland's Promised Land Ranch sounds good. And Mejia's, hello, hello. So we have a very special guest tonight. We have a very new YouTube channel, and it's Hilltop Gardens, and it's Christina. She is burning up Instagram with such amazing things, and she's got some funny reels and everything. So I really encourage you guys to check her out. But she's starting up a new YouTube channel, and for those of us here, we know how hard that is. So wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to meet her and support her. Hello, Ormsby Farms. Hello, Barb's Country Home. And I said hello to a bunch of you guys earlier. I know you guys were coming in from Daz's premiere, so thank you, thank you. But I am going to bring up Christina.
Hello.
Hello. I don't know if you heard the intro that I was talking about, yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, we all know how hard it is to start a YouTube channel, and we all know that it's a lot of work, and it's kind of hard, so we want to support. So we're really excited to have a new channel on here, and Nick at Arizona Highland Homestead just subscribed to you.
Yay, thank you.
Yep. An Altruistic Farmstead is going to be listening while they get stuff done before bed. Everybody's saying hello, hello, Christina. I'll put them on the screen so you can see it. No worries, Rochelle. I understand. You're getting a nice warm welcome.
Yay.
Andale Homestead. These are some amazing channels. They've been really very, very supportive of us, and we love watching their channels. Oops. I don't know if you're able to see the chat or not.
Yeah, no, I can see what you're putting on the screen.
Yeah, I didn't think so because it's Yeah, it's crazy. Yes, and thank you, Nick at Arizona Highland Homestead. Give this video a like.
Yay.
Rancho Magnolia is already subscribed.
Thank you.
The chat's going
I
crazy.
am not a professional, so mine are very raw and unscripted. So if you want how to really garden in Tennessee, that's how we go.
That's how we all do it.
Yeah.
We're all raw. Casey says, I done been a sub.
Oh my gosh, I love him. He's
awesome.
so funny.
Hello, Lazzie's Nest, Lindsay and Alex. Welcome in, welcome in. A lot of people are saying they subscribe to you.
Yay.
And some folks, Scott said, hello, new lady. Nancy at Our Treasured Home said hello. Hang on. Somebody said, where's the link to her channel? So Lisa Colovi, my dear sweet friend who does a lot of my moderating, in addition to the other folks in this chat who are amazing. I'm just going to put up your channel real quick. So hang on. All right. Bear with me, guys. I just want to be able to put this in the chat for you. Oh, thanks, Daz. I appreciate it. Well, since I looked it up, I'm going to put it in anyway. Okay. And Monica put it in. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. So they're putting all the links in. Hello, Huga Homestead. Hello, they call me Sunshine. That's fine that you're working and listening. We appreciate you being here. I think I got everybody. You may not have heard me say hey because I know everybody was coming over from Daz. Let's see. Mennonite Farmhouse was already subbed. So you got a lot of people who say and they're subbed.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody. The support is it's just amazing. We really love you guys. You guys are amazing. So thank you for that. So this is Christina, and she is becoming a new Instagram sensation. And she is also on YouTube. And so we're going to interview her tonight, and I'll come back to the chat periodically. So why don't you tell us what state you're in?
We are in Tennessee. We're in the lower middle part of Tennessee, close, probably about an hour away from the state line.
Gotcha. And someone said you have 47 subs at the moment.
Yay!
Isn't it exciting? Yeah, that's great. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Hey, James Catanese, how are you? So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a mom to 3 kids. I've been married for about 10 years. We've owned our 15-acre property here for a little over 3 years. I've had to take some convincing to my husband to finally get some animals. But last year we went all in with a ginormous garden, and I've watched so many YouTube videos, try to do it right. And so a lot of my videos are kind of just following along the journey of learning about new things to plant. And we are zone 7A. So learning about the zone and what to do at what times. Mm-hmm. So we're learning as we go. The kids love to plant the garden. They don't like to harvest. They think it's too much work. So the husband loves to harvest. That's really all he wants to do. He doesn't want to be on the planting side or the fertilizing. So the kids and I plant, I maintain it, and he harvests it. So I think we're a pretty good team so far. We've got a good system going.
That's awesome.
Nice. That's what we kind of do too.
Yeah.
I do all the planting, you do the harvest.
True. Gardening is not my thing. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I like to do the hydroponic
Yeah.
And I did the greenhouse. I just am not a fan of the big garden, but I help.
Yes.
And I help with the seedlings. I just am not. I like the animals.
And enjoy the harvesting.
I do like the harvesting.
Yeah.
So Christina, this is Ryan. I'm
Yes.
sure you've met him
Hello.
before.
Yes, yes.
So everybody's saying, "Hey, Ryan."
Yeah.
Ryan came in and joined us. We have a little more room at this desk
area.
that we have. Thank you, Lindsay. Lazzie's Nest just followed you on IG. And hello, Mon's Family Homestead. We totally understand. Just want to take a look here. Yep, Lisa's about the piggies. That is so true. Lisa's all about the piggies.
Yeah.
Modest Moongazer, welcome in. Jupiter Moon Acres, hello. Garden State Gardener, hey Joe, how are you? Nana's crazy life. Donna takes care of my, I'm sorry, she said Lisa takes care of my pigs. Ariella said hi, Ryan. Hey, Troy at Bar Run, welcome, welcome. Oh, see now, broke cowgirl. She says she does both. Both are her responsibility.
Oh, that's a lot.
Well, she said she just needs to help her hubby. So, and her hubby just took care of modifying a really cool chicken coop they got at an auction, and they did an amazing job about it.
Well, that's cool.
They really did. It was super cool. I thought of you when I watched it because of the auction.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
we
we will.
auctions.
Yeah, we will not talk about Ryan's auction finds today.
We're going to go to auction next weekend for farm equipment.
Oh,
Nice.
So I'm all about those auctions too.
I love the auctions. It's just some of the things he buys, but we'll get into that later. Hello, Miss Southern Belle. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. I just want to give a quick look. Just want to make sure we didn't miss anybody. I know Country Mama Musings is lurking. Can't wait to learn more. Have you seen Country Mama Musings? I didn't know if you've seen her before.
I'd have to see her logo. That's how I remember a lot of people, their logos.
Okay.
I'm not good at remembering names. I can remember pictures and faces and logos.
Well, the big joke here is that everybody's got a book for YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And I see that light is driving me nuts in my glasses, but I'm going to have that move just a little bit. There we go. A little better. And you got it. Oh yeah, that would be good. Sorry about that. We're having technical difficulties here. Anywho, so what animals do you have?
So we started out with chickens and ducks, and then today I got a couple quail. I'm going to try to breed and see if we can make more.
Nice, nice.
So we have plans. We went to the homesteading convention, Homesteaders of America, and so we now plan to add a dairy cow, some pigs, possibly some goats within the next year. So we'll hopefully by this time next year, I'll just have a whole big variety.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. How was the Homesteaders convention?
It was so amazing. Like, I recommend it to everyone. It's the first time I've ever been. They had one in Tennessee in May that I didn't really know about. I saw from 4 Kids in a Farm, they had went. And so that's where I first learned about it. And so this one was in Virginia. And it was 100% worth the drive and everything. Like, I would definitely go back every single year.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I was kind of jealous. I know they didn't have it last year, but it just wasn't the good timing for us to do the Homesteaders of America.
Yeah.
But it looked really, really great. Donna J. Griggs is dying to know what Ryan bought. Donna, stick around and maybe Ryan will let you know after we're done with the interview. How about that?
A lot of goodies.
Oh my goodness. So how many chickens do you have?
Let's see. I think I have 9 chickens and 4 ducks. We
Nice.
lost a couple in the past couple of weeks, I think, to raccoons. But praying that the other ones stick around. We've put our trail cam up to try to see what has been getting them, but we haven't caught anything yet.
Sounds good. Welcome, welcome, Copper Kettle Farms and Nisi. No problem. Hope you have a good evening.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
From Homesteaders of America, what do you think's all the stuff? What do you think was the most useful thing you learned there?
I would say the most classes that we took was Sean and Beth. They done a lot of education on a dairy cow, and I learned so much. Every class they offered, we went because we needed to know. And then I also learned a lot about canning. Anne, she was, I've canned before and I've canned this past year, but just the extra information she gave, like, it's so valuable. Like, there's things that I didn't know. Like, she dives deep into the canning and the science and stuff, and I just found that so valuable. But there was so much variety of what you could learn there. There's classes I regret not going to because I went to another one. So if I could have split myself, that would have been great. I could have got it all.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, there's probably a lot to know about dairy cattle as far as health and milking.
Yeah. I think the most that we learned was probably about how to rotate the grazing, how very little space they really need if you rotate them every 12 hours. Like, that blew my mind. Because I thought growing up we only had like beef cattle, and so they just roamed. We didn't rotate the paddocks, and learning that was amazing. That's what we're going to do now because it makes the most sense. So it was amazing.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. We need to be able to do more rotating, and that's a struggle we have with small land. But we've talked about ways that we could do it in the small pastures that we have. I don't know if you've seen our videos where we have 3 pastures that we made. And so right now we have boys, girls, and then the third one was where our meat pigs were. And now that they are no longer here, we have Grant in that barn in a little pen. And then what we plan to do is use that as a farrowing area when we start to breed next year. But we still need to do some work on the pastures. Obviously, the meat pigs did a lot of damage to the one pasture, which is damage, but actually amazing because we needed them to do that damage so we could fix the pasture, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And that's one thing that Sean and Beth talked about was taking raw, no good land and turning it into amazing pastures, and how each farm animal had their job to do. So like your pigs done their job, and if you brought the right animal in behind them, you could just, make your land even better. So
So
that
true.
was pretty amazing. Yeah. And I never even thought of stuff like that, about how like one animal can feed your whole farm. That's what they said. If you get a dairy cow, it can feed your whole farm, the pigs, the chickens, everything. It was just so much great information that I was just not aware of. And so now I feel more educated, more prepared to rotate. And, they even talked about, rotating the pigs and grazing the pigs, which I didn't know that either. I didn't know pigs could graze.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Bye, Monica and Eric. Thank you for being here. Good luck with your interview. Miss Southern Belle asked if how our little pig is. Our little pig, Grant, is doing just fine. Yeah. No worries, Casey. And let's see here. Someone else said something. Do you use chicken poop for fertilizer? Yeah, we use our chicken coop clean out for fertilizer.
Yep.
We let it sit a while. But yeah, that's really cool. We bought Joe Salatin's book with Justin Rhodes. Yeah. We bought that book on how to, it builds all the certain items, like building the
chicken tractors.
the chicken tractors. But what does he call it? The one on wheels that he picks up.
Chickshaw.
The chickshaw.
Oh.
And all that stuff, and all that. So, hey, Casey, welcome. So, yeah, absolutely. So we did a lot of that. We've been looking at that. We've got a lot of different things going on. So, but yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad you had that experience because that's some of the stuff I really want to learn more about.
Yeah, it was
But yeah,
definitely
chickshaw.
worth it.
Absolutely.
Chickshaw. I have
Yeah.
a hoop coop that I move around for mine.
Yep.
I don't have something fancy like that. Chickshaw.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about the chicken tractors and, before we started doing all this, and I'll admit it was my ignorance, but I remember, thinking, why do you have to have a chicken tractor? We have chicken coops. Why can't we just use the coop? And then we had the Cornish cross this year and I went, oh, that's why. But when we had the Red Rangers, you didn't have that issue. You know what I mean? So it was just wild. Now I know why everybody uses chicken tractors. So live and learn. I admit it was my didn't lack of knowledge, but I also like the coop that Bramble Hill Homestead built, which was a really great coop. It wasn't a hoop. I can't remember the name of it, but it was really cool. But another one that you can pull out and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So do you do meat birds?
That is my goal for next year. My husband was not keen on it. He thought it would just be, I don't know why he thought it would be not good, but I convinced him after going to the convention that we could at least try some, 25, 50 and see how it goes.
25, 50. You're a
know,
girl after
whatever.
your own heart.
Yeah.
Whatever they ship us.
Yeah, I think our first batch was 16.
Yes, I believe I said 25 or 50, and you were like, 16 sounds great.
Yeah, 15, 16 is I think it was a good number as our first run here, but I've done this stuff in the past, but to get Lisa used to it, 16 was definitely worth it. And I think we started with 30 or 35 and we ended up, I think, with 28 this year.
Yep.
And I guess it depends on the size of your family and such.
Yeah, and there's only 4 of us, so we we really don't need 50. But it sounds, I mean, if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it and then provide for my in-laws and my friends around us. I don't want to just do 10 and I don't know. It just seems like if I'm gonna go all in and get dirty, might as well do it all.
That's a good philosophy.
Yep. Hey, Jesse and Lisa at Lazy Days Ahead, welcome. Yeah, I mean, that was my philosophy too, was let's go big or go home. But there's only 2 of us here. So we had 16 and did we just use the last one up now?
No, it was a few months ago.
A few months ago, we used the last one up. And then this year we ordered 30 and they were Cornish cross, not the Red Rangers, because they couldn't get them when we wanted them. So what we ended up doing is ordering 30 the day they arrived at the feed store, because that's more convenient for me. 5 of them were deceased. And then we went and bought 10 more, and then we lost more. So we found there was a lot higher mortality with the Cornish cross that we were not too thrilled, because I think it was a cold day when they came in to the feed store. See, the feed store, he orders them in bulk for everybody, and then he separates ours. So the cool thing about it is he's the one who goes to the post office. He gets them right away and can do all the things that they need to take care of them and put them under heat. Whereas me, I'm an hour away for work right now, so it's just not convenient. And I have a small post office. I'm not convinced they'll call me. I'm just going to be honest. So we do that because it works out well. But I think we ended up with 26 birds this year that we butchered.
Did you do it by hand, or did you have the plucker and stuff?
The plucker.
Plucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I want that.
It's I think if it's something you consider doing every year, the plucker is definitely worth it. And that's kind of what I was saying. If you didn't want to, make that purchase because of the expense, go with a lower number.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it.
I want to make the purchase.
Oh, well, then if you're going to make the purchase, yeah, sure. We bought the Yardbird unit.
Yeah.
Yardbird from
Yeah.
Fleet Farm, which is like a Tractor Supply out here in South Dakota. And
Yeah.
yes, it was worth every nickel.
Yeah. And I want to do the quail. I want to do those, and then I do want to try duck, and I want to try guineas. So we've got a few different ones that we would use it for next year. So I think it'll be worth the money.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the investment if it's something you're really interested in and you want to continue to do. Like I said, it was worth every nickel.
Yeah, we definitely found that the poultry raising was definitely awesome. Hey, Courtney at White Family Farm. So yeah, we also we bought turkeys this year, and we had minimum order of 5. One passed away, and we ended up with 2 males and 2 females. So we decided, well, we're going to keep them now instead of butchering them to breed. So that is going to be our job. But yeah, Broke Cowgirl just said you can build a plucker too. A lot of people do it out of those blue food grade drums, or they do them out of old washing machines. So something to think about.
Yeah.
Some really cool stuff. I just want to go back because some people had some questions.
Yeah, but on the topic of auctions and whatnot, Craigslist is always a great tool too for finding that kind of stuff.
Yeah. See, I've always been scared of Craigslist, so I've never really got on there. So, but that I would. I'll go on there to find me some deals.
Yeah, and what I found with Craigslist too is I always do the thing where I meet at like a public place and not say, hey, well, you find out where it is and say, yes, let's meet here. And I think most people are in the same mindset too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get leery of ones that are, oh no, why don't you meet me here? It's like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
We make it a habit. Oh, go ahead.
The funny thing is, my friend told me to don't pluck them, just skin them. That's exactly what they said to me today.
That's what Bar Run Forge said. Troy at Bar Run Forge said, just skin them. Yeah. We pluck them. But back to the Craigslist. I mean, that's where we got Maggie and Winston.
Uh-oh.
All right, we're back.
Yeah.
So what we do is we always go together. When we got Sherman, I don't know if you know that, but when we got Sherman, we ended up driving well across the state of South Dakota, and that usually means, how long did it take us? 8 hours one way to where we were going?
It was about a 14 or 16-hour day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back and forth.
But we went together, and we were just like, this is long. But the second time I went, I had no problem going by myself because I knew who they are.
Yeah.
So, but that, networking is really helpful. Then you're able to not feel as worried, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the first time we always go together.
Yeah, or meet in a public place.
Yeah. I think the only time that I've gone by myself was the pressure canner, and that was because it was a town below us, and I felt really comfortable where we were. It wasn't like in the middle of anywhere, you know what I mean?
And you videoed it.
I
watched that one.
In fact, I pulled out of the vehicle and I've got my big GoPro right in the front of the truck, and I'm thinking to myself, yep.
You murdered me. Everybody's going to see it.
We're going to find it eventually. But yeah, I mean, I didn't show the footage, but hey, Erin at Bramble Hill, welcome.
Any other questions?
Yep. So I know Miss Southern Bella is asking me questions, and I'll get to those at the end. I want to make sure we do Christina's questions because she has children, and I know it's late for her, and she probably has to put kids to bed. So future plans. I know that you've already talked a little bit about that, but ideally, right off the cuff, future plans. What are you going to do next year?
We're going to do it all next year. We're trying to build we're trying to build a pole barn right now. So I'm waiting. I have a friend that works as a lineman, and so we're getting old electric poles to do our pole barn. So we're waiting on that. As soon as we
Nice.
get the barn up, then all we have to do is order fencing, the electric fence, and then we're ready for our cow. So it's like, tick, 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 come on, hurry up. We're trying to get that before it gets too cold here. So then we have the cow settled and everything. And then probably next spring, we would do like the pigs and possibly goats. And then next spring, I would definitely do the meat birds. Then hopefully we'll have more quail. If not, then I'll just order some more and get all the chickens. And then next year, I plan to do a bigger garden. I plan to dig up more plots. So we have just a whole variety of things we can grow next year instead of, which I mean, our plots aren't very small. They're pretty big, but I like my stuff spaced out and organized, and I like to rotate my crops and put them where they don't cross-pollinate, because I grow regular corn and I grow popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to plant things spaced out enough. So next year we're going even bigger. That's my plan, and we'll see what happens.
Well, very nice.
That's really awesome. Very cool. I
Yeah.
think it's really good for you. Bramble Hill Homestead is Erin. She's in Canada, and
Oh,
Go big or go home.
yeah, she's go
that's
big or
right.
go
That's
home.
right. I mean,
Erin is
you might
amazing.
as well.
Well, she has cows, and she's expanding and getting baby doll sheep and all that stuff. So she's loving it. And then Broke Cowgirl Homestead said to do some research. Yeah, welcome to our world. We can't find a pig vet, so we totally understand.
Oh,
Hey, Adventures on the Homestead, welcome in. Oh, nice. Thanks, Troy. That's really cool.
setting up. Yeah.
Have a good night, April at Britton Farms.
Yep.
We've asked tons of questions. We've done lots of research since we've been back. I've looked at so many cows, it's not even funny.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just drink lots of coffee for that energy.
So you don't have to mention your kids' names because I don't like to go that far, but you said you have 3 children. Do you mind sharing their ages,
Yes.
or is that something you prefer not to?
Michael is, he's going to turn 8 in November, and then Tyler is 4, and then our third child is Violet, and she passed away 2 years ago as an infant. So we still have 3 children, but the boys are all boys, and they love to get dirty and muddy and do all the things on the farm.
That's so cool. I'm sorry to hear about Violet, but I appreciate
Thank
that
you.
you included her.
Yes.
Let's see here. So we've got some other folks that came in. Hello, Blue Farm, welcome. Some folks who got some, yeah, Broke Cowgirl, it's the same thing with dog nutrition we've found. They spend about a day on that. So what got you guys into homesteading?
My paranoia. When the pandemic hit, and after our daughter passed 2 years ago, I became like a recluse, and then I started having paranoia, and then the pandemic hit, and I was like, we need food. We need to grow all the food, and we need to be on our land and using it, and so then that just drove me to watch tons of YouTube videos about growing gardens and how to preserve them, and then it just keeps on. It just spirals into like a little black hole, and now I just want to do it all. I want to be self-sufficient on our 15 acres and not have to be reliant on anything, especially with the way the world is now. You just don't know. And so I would love to just be self-sufficient and then have my homesteading community, because it's been so amazing. The amount of support from just total strangers. It's just been really, really amazing. And it's like they were hiding away in their own little world, and their world is like just so blissful. And while it does have stress, but it's not the same level of stress as like the outside world. So that's very appealing to me. And so I'm like, let's dive all in. So I'm trying.
Well, you're doing great. You're doing
Awesome.
great. My biggest stress this week has been, Ryan's going to laugh at me, is if the hose is frozen. Nothing ticks me off more than the hose being frozen and having to go to buckets. So thank you, side by side. But
yeah.
But yeah. And Erin had a comment for you I put up on the screen for you.
Yes.
Which I think is so wonderful. And I wanted to go back. Somebody, Anita at Flower Folk Farm also.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Erin's laughing at me about the frozen hoses because she knows that deal. You know, it's sort of like when you have kids and they're in school, you know, you love being summer mom because you want to go do this. Sure, go ahead, right? Then they go back to school and you're like, you got to do this and you got to do this and you got to do this. Well, that's me in summer here. And then frozen hoses. Don't look at me like that. I hate frozen hoses.
That's part of it.
You need to move south so then you don't have that big of a problem.
I know, but I really like it here. I hate frozen hoses, but I really like it here. Hello, Paige at Blue Collar Homestead. Hello, V at Q Kitchen and beyond. So what's your favorite animal so far?
Ducks. So far, I have wanted ducks forever. And for years and years, I've said, oh, I want ducks. And my husband's like, no, we don't need ducks. They're useless. And I'm like, they're so cute. And so when he agreed to, I have to tell you, sorry, he agreed to 4 chickens 3 months ago. He agreed to 4. And that was like on a Monday. And by Friday, I had 14. And then we went to pick up some, and we stopped at a Tractor Supply because they had a big sign out front that said chicks are here. And I said, oh, let's just go look. We don't need any, but we'll just go look. We ended up getting 4 baby chickens and 2 ducks. So the ducks are by far my favorite, just because they're cute and they waddle, and I just love them. They're dirty, but they are so cute. So
I will say this, I absolutely love their duck feet when they're little and their little duck bills. And we have 2 ducks right now, and they are really sweet. We have 2 drakes. But yeah, their feet are just, I don't know, their feet just amaze me.
I know. And when they were babies, I would make them cuddle with me because, you know, they don't like me. They just want to run away. But I'm like, you have to cuddle me. I love you so much.
Yeah.
Now they only come running when they think I have a treat.
Yeah.
So
that's the same experience we have with our ducks. We find that they're not very cuddly, no matter how much we've tried to handle them. But DB Acres Homestead, her kids literally handle these animals all the time, and her ducks are so cuddly. And I'm like, my ducks are like, screw you.
I know. And I asked her, what's your secret? Like, my ducks don't let me do that. And she said that they've held them since they were babies. And I was like, well, I held my babies and they still don't like me.
Same here. I've got a funny duck story, but I just want to go to the chat real quick, if you don't mind. Hello, Kevin at Tuber Chat. Welcome. Hello, Gail Southern Living. Welcome. Blue Farm, we've said hello. Brian at Castle Hives. If you haven't seen excuse me, Brian at Castle Highs. He does beekeeping in Ohio. Super cool videos. I'm not somebody who thinks I would get bees, but I have to tell you the amount of information that I've learned from his channel, I feel like I'm prepared.
Yeah, bees definitely intimidate me. I would love them for my garden to pollinate, but keeping them and harvesting it just is so intimidating to me. So
yeah,
stayed away.
I know, me too. Hi, Susie Jacobson. And one of the things that Michael at the Green Acre suggested to me was to ask a local beekeeper if he would put bees on our property, and then that way we could in turn get honey from our own property. So I thought about doing that, because we have a local guy that we buy honey from, and he's a young guy and he just does a fabulous job with honey. So we're thinking about doing that. Anita, she loves bees. So so my funny duck story is I went out to our ducks. We have 2 khaki Campbells, and it was really funny because they've never flown over the fence before, ever. And I was out doing chores. I think it was last week or the week before. And all of a sudden I hear, and I turn around and I look, and one of them is on the wrong side of the fence. And I opened the fence, and it got to the end and got right in. And I thought to myself, that's never going to happen again, ever.
Nope. Nope. What? How in the world? How? I would love to see that.
That's you like to do maybe when the kids aren't around, or
sorry, you cut your froze for a second.
Oh, sorry. So what's a guilty pleasure that you love?
Drinking coffee and crocheting.
Oh, nice. What do you like to crochet?
Oh gosh, I crochet just about anything anybody asks. I've done some wild things. I've been crocheting probably close to 20 years, which seems crazy now when I think about it. But I've crocheted everything from like little cactuses to bathing suits, blankets, anything you can think of. If somebody asks, I'll just try it and see what I can come up with.
That's awesome. I do a lot of crocheting too, and I did a lot of crocheting when my granddaughter was born. Actually, in the months leading up to her birth, I ended up crocheting a ton of things for her: hats, booties, all that stuff, you name it. Crochet dresses,
Yes, it's so much fun. That's one thing I can do that just totally relaxes me, and I can just have fun with yarn. It seems like an old lady thing to do, but I love it. Yeah, we get wild over here. I drink coffee and crochet at night.
What kind of coffee you like?
Just about any coffee. I've gotten here recently. I've been drinking the Black Rifle Coffee Company, and then some Death by Coffee kind that I found. It's supposed to have like a lot of caffeine. I think I have the opposite effect. Like coffee makes me sleepy, so I mainly like the creamers. If you ask my husband, it's all about the creamers. It's not the coffee.
Well, God bless your youth.
Yeah.
I drink coffee now. I'll be up all night. What made you decide to start a YouTube channel?
Well, when I started researching for my garden last year, I kept trying to find channels that were located in Tennessee so I could know when to start stuff and, how the growing season would go in Tennessee. And I really couldn't find anything. And so I was like, well, I could put my stuff out there and see, it's not perfect, but I'm going to show what it's like for us to grow in Tennessee. Like, if it works, it doesn't work. Like people just, I wanted to see what real life was like growing in Tennessee, but I just couldn't find it. So why not? And then my oldest, he's really big into YouTube, and he's like, "Oh, Mom, you'd be so cool." And I was like, "I don't know, I'll be that cool." So it just happened that way, and I thought, well, I mean, you can put it out there and see what happens, and if nothing else, then it's a diary for me to go back and see what I done last year and how it worked out for me. So, because as I get older, the brain goes, and I can't remember stuff as well. So
it's true. And Erin at Bramble Hill, she had suggested this to me, but she brought it to my attention. But one of the things was we had started the channel for the same reason, to follow our journey. And what we ended up doing, we get far along, you don't think of it, you don't think about looking back. And then Erin at Bramble Hill had brought to my attention that she went back and watched all my videos and said, "Oh my gosh, look how far you guys have come. You've done everything you wanted to do." And, that prompted us to go back and watch everything from the beginning. And it really is a good feeling. So I'm glad that you're doing that. I think you'll enjoy it.
yeah. If nothing else, I'll get a good laugh out of it.
Lindsay, we're talking about Castle Hives, Brian at Castle Hives on YouTube. So Freddie wanted to know how the rifle coffee was.
Tastes like coffee.
Tastes like coffee.
I don't drink it black, so I don't really, I can't really tell. I have a friend whose husband does drink the coffee black, and he says it's the best coffee he's ever tasted. And I gave him the silencer one. So he says it's great. I mean, he makes his own, like roasts his own coffee and stuff. So I guess I'll believe him.
I can't do black. It's too acidic for me.
I can't either.
I can do with half and half. Like a half and half is a must for me, but
yeah.
I do like the creamers, but half and half I have to do. Blue Collar said they tried Full Throttle, said it was really good. Good night, Nancy. Bone coffee. Ooh, that sounds good. Gingerbread flavor.
Oh, yeah.
That would be amazing. Let's see here. Yeah, Bro Cowgirl has brought this up at some of our videos and comments, and also just in general, I think she's really brought up a good idea. And I agree, it's probably an underutilized resource, which is the county extension agent. So
yeah,
just want to make sure you know that.
Yeah, I haven't went up there just yet because we have a lot of agriculture around us. Like a lot of people farm and grow corn and soybean and stuff. So in my mind, that's what they focus on because it's a small town. So I just haven't made it up there yet because I'm like, I don't know if they want to bother with little old me.
Hey, Lisa Colovi, welcome. Hey, George Ray, welcome. Do you sit down with your children and do art? Somebody's asking.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, we love some art projects, and especially my oldest. We do anything art, glue, glitter, all of it. Like their Halloween costumes, I made both of them. So we definitely love artsy stuff.
That's awesome.
Do they do that?
Yeah, see,
wow.
Faith Homestead went and had a soil test.
Now I've done the soil test.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I've done that before I planted this year because research, that's what it said to do. So I'd never done one, and they sent it off to the University of Knoxville.
Yep.
So, okay. I'll have to look at that because yesterday I was online looking at our state agricultural stuff to see about like grants and stuff. So I'll have to go up there then.
Let me guess, you watched the video by Casey, huh?
I did.
Me too. I was searching stuff right after I watched it.
I was looking it up as I was watching it, and I was like, "Wait, hold on. What did you say? Let me type it back."
We've been doing a lot of talking about it, you know, and one of the things are, I remember when Arms Family Homestead got a high tunnel, and we were
Yes.
like, he got a grant for that? We need to check that out. And I looked, I didn't have a good luck finding it.
Yes,
KLG Homestead.
Yep, I saw that same video, I think, for them to have that high tunnel, and I was like, oh my gosh, so great. And my husband's like, there's got to be stipulations. There's something tied to it. They're just not giving it to you for free. I was like, well, I just want to look, maybe. And then I just forgot about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Same here.
Yep.
Hey, Brenda Baker. So are you home with the children all day, or do you work?
So I do stay at home. My oldest is in school full time. And then my youngest, he goes to preschool 3 days a week.
Wow.
So I handle everything else here.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but I wouldn't change it. I tried working for a little bit, but it's hard on kids when they don't have someone at home. I grew up not having both my parents worked, so I grew up, you know, by myself.
Yeah.
So having me at home, my husband grew up with his mom at home, so he wanted the same for his children, and I'm definitely on board with that. So that's just what we do. Make it work.
Awesome. I think it takes a strong woman to stay home.
Yeah, it's not as easy as I once thought it was.
No, I did it myself for a while, and then I also did the working thing. And it's a lot of hard work. I think both ways. It's just so challenging because there's always a lot on your plate, you know. So I think that's really amazing. And Bramble Hill said, "What a gift you're giving your family," and it's so true.
Yeah.
So true. I think it's a huge sacrifice, and it's a lot of work. I think it's more work than going to work sometimes.
Yes, I couldn't imagine doing all that I do and working on top of that. Like, I don't know how. I mean, I guess most people don't grow like a garden and do all this and work. I don't know how they would do it. That would be a lot on their plate. But I mean, I guess some people do, but just not as big.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, that's the secret, right? Just getting the kids involved into doing all that stuff and keeping them busy so they're in your sight, and then you're able to do all that stuff. I think it's more of a, I don't know the right word for it, but I think it's more challenging if you don't expose them to that, because at least if they're out there with you, number one, they're spending time with you. Number two, they're learning valuable skills, and they're outside enjoying the world versus being inside all the time, you know?
Yeah. That's my biggest thing, is getting them outside, getting them away from like tablets and all that junk. And I want them outside learning how to do this, so then when they grow up, they know how to grow their own food, or, you know, raise chickens, and they know where their food source is coming from. Like, I feel like a lot of kids have no idea where their chicken nuggets come from. So
an extruder.
Yeah, I have no idea. So I just want them away from the internet. That's all I want. Away from the internet.
I don't blame you. Bramble Hill put a comment. I put a comment up there for you to read, and I'm just going to go to Miss Southern Belle. Said she was a caregiver for 7 years for her mom, and I totally get that, because I was a caregiver for my mom until she passed away in August from Alzheimer's. Hey, Moonsprout.
Being a caregiver that's a lot. That's a whole lot. When I worked for in pharmaceuticals as a pharmacy tech. And the last place I worked for, they supplied medications to like hospice and stuff. And just seeing on this side how much those like nurses and caregivers put in, I couldn't imagine being the loved one taking care like of my mother or something, how much that would just, I don't know, suck out of you, the energy and everything. I mean, it's worth it because that's what you want for your parents. You want good care for them, but as the individual giving it, that's a lot. That's a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be real for a minute. We did caregiving. I was a primary caregiver for my mom from the time she struggled with Alzheimer's to the point where she really struggled and needed to be moved and all that stuff. And for years we did it, and it's exhausting. And it's constant, you know, especially being out of state, and even if you're nearby, it's constant phone calls and all that. And it's really challenging.
Yeah.
I know Linda at Seed Faith, she gets it too. She struggles with it too.
Yeah.
So she totally gets it.
Yep. I think it's something most people don't think about. They think, oh, well, you're just a caregiver. It's not that much, but it's like it takes so much out of you to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. There were days that I had 50 calls from them. I mean, seriously, just constant calls. And I got to the point where I just looked at Ryan and I said, I can't even answer another phone call because it's emotional, it's exhausting. You're trying to do 50 other things, and it's just, but you know, you do it because you do it, and that's what you do. I'm just glad she's finally at peace, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So Brenda said, yep, stayed home. Exactly. It's a huge sacrifice, Brenda.
Yeah. I mean, they need more time with their parents, not more stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot, Broke Cowgirl. That's a lot to do. I mean, I know that I'm saying it was a lot, but I have to say, my mom was in facilities being taken care of because she would abscond. Sorry, that's my terminology for work with folks that I work with. She would go AWOL and elope, and they'd have to look for her. Russell said that Linda has to do everything for her mom. She's a great daughter. Oh, Linda's amazing. It's a lot. So,
but you think too, like, you know, they gave so much to us when we were kids. Like, I feel like me personally, I feel like I owe that to them to let their last years or whatever be comfortable and peaceful and not have to worry. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Miss Southern Belle, you're amazing because I would never have thought of that. My mom was actually, I tried to have my mom was living in upstate New York when we were in North Carolina. She was fine. She got diagnosed and then she declined pretty quickly. And then we moved her to North Carolina. We didn't know we were moving to South Dakota. But then by the time we moved to South Dakota, which was too good of an opportunity to pass up, her care team said that it was too much for her to move her because she was already so confused and she was comfortable there. So we left her there and we had her taken care of. And then I had to move her from there to memory care, and they did a good job of taking care of her, but it is hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
But Anita said, yeah, I think that's when you first found our channel. That's right, Anita. Abscond is a good word. I'm so used to dealing with folks in the criminal justice system. They call it absconding. Let's see here. Ariel. Yeah, so true, Ariella. So a lot of people have been taking care of parents. Totally get it.
Yeah.
Hey, Wendy Hardnack, welcome. Yep. And that's what's so hard. You give everything. You do everything for them, you know. But it's just so hard. So what kind of plans do you think that you have for your YouTube channel moving forward?
Probably about the same, just showing people what succeeds and what fails, and just real everyday life when growing a homestead. Because, I mean, we started out from like nothing, and then we done our garden, and then we got chickens, and then over the next year, we're going to be adding a lot of different things. So seeing something from the ground up, I feel like that would be beneficial to people wanting to start, because that's what I would want to see. I want to see somebody who started from ground zero and see the steps they took and what failed for them and what worked, just to see what might work for us. So I hope that we can provide that for somebody else too.
Yep. And I know V at the Q Kitchen has, I believe, 3 special needs children. And she said her youngest absconds too. Yeah, it's scary. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Well,
our daughter was special needs.
Your daughter?
Yes, she was. She had Down syndrome.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, it's so hard. Let's see. Hello, Ned at the Cow Emporium. Welcome. So I think, let's see. What do you think you've learned so far that you might want to share with other folks about
how important cover crops are for your garden?
Sing it.
Yeah, before I planted this garden, I didn't even know cover crops existed. Didn't know it was a thing. Didn't know the benefits of it. And now I don't think I would ever go without a cover crop. So that's probably been the most beneficial. Really paying attention to fertilizing, and different plants need different fertilizer at different times, different growth. That's been really, really helpful in making a high production plant this year. So with our coming years, I hope that I can learn even more about the plants and what they need. And I want to be that guru who looks at the plant and can just tell by looking at it what it needs. That's my goal. I want to be the guy that I follow. His name is Greg T. He's Hoff Tools down in South Georgia.
Nice.
That's what I want to grow up to be.
Nice.
So.
I like it. Hey, Mike Barinos. Let's see. Flower Folk Farm was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
And V at the Q Kitchen has 3 girls.
Oh, wow.
And she said both have ADHD.
Twins.
And the youngest has moderately severe autism. So that's challenging.
Oh, that is challenging.
And then Arizona Highland Homestead has a video on cover crops in the desert.
Oh, wow. That would be interesting. I would like to watch that. I'm going to have to go watch that now because I never thought about growing in the desert. That would be hard.
Wow. Brian at Castle Hives put in 150 garlic. Woo!
Oh, I just planted my garlic, but I didn't plant 150.
Nice. Hey, Kelly, Roost and Rescue. Yeah, that's hard too. So why don't you explain a little bit about what cover crops are? Because I think some people may not know it.
Oh, so neat. It is, yeah, it's just a particular kind of crop. What I have down right now is crimson clover. It's going to be it's a cold winter cover crop. So it would last in the summer, but it will also take the extreme cold weather and still survive. So then it's going to help diminish my weeds, and it's going to provide nutrients back into the soil so I can mow it down and then till it back in. And so it will naturally break down, putting all of the nutrients back into the soil. Now, different plants, cover crops, produce different good stuff. What is it? Nutrients.
Yep.
So, like the Kodiak brown yellow mustard seed, I planted that before I done my potatoes because that actually helps with cut down on the pests. Yeah. And so when I planted my potatoes, I think I sprayed maybe 1 or 2 times for pests the whole time, and I didn't have a pest problem.
Nice.
So I think Greg said that the Kodiak brown helps with nematodes and squash not squash borer bugs, but the ones that potato bugs.
Okay.
So knowing which plant will produce what nutrients and what it will help with certain pests, then you can plant that before whatever crop you're going to plant there.
Gotcha.
So stuff like that it's interesting to me to know that one plant can help with eliminating some of the bugs. Like that's pretty amazing to me. So
I think so too.
yeah. But I definitely think they have helped my soil. Like when spring comes, I'm going to do a soil test again to see what all my levels are. So I hope from last year to the next year, it's going to be improved a lot. I mean, we don't have bad soil, but I mean, it can always be improved.
Always, always. Thank you, moderators. You guys are great. And I know Lisa Colovi, I had told her, like, don't worry about it. Don't even bother coming here because she had an event, but here she is. But while you were gone, Lisa, a lot of folks chipped in and helped out. So thank you so much, you guys. Hello, Q at Growing with Hudson. Glad you're here. And then here, I wanted to put up Nick's comment.
I've thought about wood chips, but there's a little bit of drawback for us to wood chips. I don't think that would be best for our soil here, but I am actually gonna get some compost. I didn't know I could get it locally, so I'm gonna get some compost and put some of that down for next year also.
Right.
The peppermint oil for rats.
Oh, sorry.
So we do have mice in our fields and in our gardens, but they haven't really eaten anything. It's crazy.
I know it. Night, Donna J. Griggs. Thanks, Nana's Crazy Life. So
what?
Oh, sorry.
The lemon plants. What kind of lemon plants?
I think it's lemon balm.
Oh, okay.
So do you have anything else you want to share before I open it up and ask the rest of the chat if they have any questions for you?
Not really. Just follow me if you need some good laughs. I like to do funny, crazy things. I don't like to keep it too serious. I just like funny. So
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it. Well, if you guys in the chat have any questions, go on and type them on in and we'll pass them on to Christina and then we'll get her going because I know she's got children to put to bed and all that stuff, or maybe they're in bed already because it's late.
They're being wild because it's Friday.
Oh, okay.
I'm not too strict on the weekends, so.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions for Christina, just put them in the chat and we'll put them on the screen for her.
That's what we plan to do with our cow. We plan to rotate the chickens behind the cow and the ducks to help with like fly larvae and then actually spreading out the manure.
Oops, sorry. Good night, Growing with Hudson.
Lemongrass for mosquitoes.
Yeah, actually, I think I misunderstood that. I think Donna J. Griggs was saying goodnight, but she's going, but Growing with Hudson is still here. Yeah, and these folks over here, I don't know if you've seen Blue Collar. They shot a grill. They shot a grill. It was hilarious. Blue Collar Homestead, Trinity and Tim and their daughter Paige. They're really funny. Growing with Hudson. I'm not going nowhere. Thanks, Q. Oh, here we go. What are you looking forward to in the future?
The cow. I'm really looking forward to getting a cow. I don't know why. There's just so much you can do with a cow. I'm I'm so looking forward to that cow. It's going to be my pet.
I love it. I've had a lot of people say they've had dairy cows and that was their baby.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I'm going to pamper that cow like crazy. I hope she likes me.
She'll love you. She'll love you.
If not, I'll just have to eat her.
The grill had it coming though. That's cool. Good night, Lindsay and Alex. Thanks for being here.
So the milk, I plan to drink a lot of it. We drink a lot of milk here. I want to make butter, and I'm going to actually feed it to the chickens and pigs we get eventually. It's going to be their source of protein on the farm, so then we are buying less feed. So we're going to kind of try to cut down on the feed bill with the cow's milk. So I don't know how much they'll produce. I think the guy that I talked to yesterday, that he said they were producing like a couple gallons a day. So that doesn't seem like too much. But there's so many YouTube videos out there that I can do with the milk. I'll just have to, I'll be over here experimenting and making all kinds of things.
Same here. I mean, I posted a short the other day on having the Swiss chard in the greenhouse, and that was all an experiment because we've not had a greenhouse. And
yeah,
I couldn't believe it when I opened the greenhouse, like this. I look in, I don't want to let any of the warm air out. And last night I said to Ryan, I said, "Oh, I don't think it's going to make it." It's cold, and it made it. It looks really good.
You need like a little peep window so you can like peek in. I just want to see how you're doing in there.
Yeah. The funniest thing is I told Ryan, I said, well, we're gonna plant bok choy next, and he's like, "You're pushing your luck." So
you gotta try it.
I know. I'm gonna do it hydroponically.
Yeah, that would be exciting. I do want a greenhouse one day, but they're expensive, and I want to go big and go home, so I want a big one. So that'll be a few years.
Absolutely.
Make cheese. I want to try making cheese too. I've watched a lot of videos on making cheese. It seems hard. Seems like a lot of stirring and ladling.
Good night, LG. Good night, Susan Lee. Good night, Anita Flower Folk Farm. We love you. Don't you worry. Good night, Brian Castle Hives. And then I wanted to go back because there's good evening from Susan Lee. I apologize. Broke Cowgirl has Nigerian dwarf goats, and she gets 1.5 quarts per day. I want to have a Nubian goat. I hear they have high fat content.
Yeah. So at the Homestead convention, they had the Nigerian dwarf goats, and I really am convinced that I need one of those too. He said that it is the closest goat milk to cow's milk. And so I've tried goat's milk, but it was like a different breed, and we didn't really like it. It was very grassy tasting, but that guy swore that Nigerians tasted so much like cow's milk. So I was like, I think I need some of those too. So get some of those.
I want a Nubian because they're like tall. So I want to be like, hello. Blue Collar said Nubians are screamers. And what's the problem with that, Trinity?
You don't need a guard dog. You just need a goat.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's a meat goat farm in town because we brought a Christmas tree there. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, so I met one lady that we bought the chickens from. They show goats. I don't remember what breed theirs are, but they eat them. And she said it is the most tender meat you will ever eat.
Really?
So, I mean, if worse comes to worse, I'll just eat a goat instead of milk it.
Mr. Blue Collar.
Drunk hillbillies.
Maybe that's why I want one. I'd feel
Oh,
at home.
God. That would be so great.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I want to be able to make some cheese. And I mean, we can't support a cow right now. I mean, we've looked for land. Land is very expensive here. We continue to look. I mean, it's one of those things. If it happens, it happens. If not, no big deal. Because we're both older and, I'm over 50. So, we're sitting there thinking to ourselves, we really want 30 acres now.
Yeah.
But,
yes, you do.
Yes. Yeah. The short answer is yes, but are
yes.
we really going to be able to sustain it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're kind of thinking about that, though.
You could always do a milk share.
Yeah.
They talked about that too this weekend, how you could do milk share with people. So that would be kind of neat too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So I want a Jersey cow. We debated whether a Jersey or a Dexter, and I think we're going to go with a Jersey cow.
Nice. I want a mini Highlander or a mini Scottish Highland.
I just want the animals just because they're cute.
I admit it. Yes, Wendy, land is expensive. You know how that goes. Hardneck Farms, she's awesome. She's in Oklahoma, and she has family in South Dakota, and we met on YouTube.
Oh.
Hey, Lion Crest Outdoors, welcome.
I have one friend in South Dakota. I don't remember what part she is, but they have a ranch in South Dakota.
Oh, nice. Okay, so which is more expensive, beef or milk cow? Do you know that answer? I don't.
So I don't know. Around here, what I've been finding, a milk cow is like about $900, and I mean a beef cow, I think that just goes upon weight, and if it's like an Angus beef cattle. So I'm not sure. I haven't tried to buy beef cattle. My father-in-law raises beef cattle, so I'm not sure.
There we go. We're back. So you're saying 900 for a milk cow?
Yeah, that's what I've found around here is the price for like a 2 to 3 year old milk cow.
Okay. So if you look at that price, and then the only thing that I know is buying a beef, it's processed. But even my before processing price is more than that.
Yeah.
So that's all I know. So I'm going to say that the beef is more expensive.
Yeah.
However, I don't know that I'm doing a good comparison because we're not just buying a steer. We're buying a steer, then we're buying the processing and all that, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Ricky Ventures, welcome, welcome. Ricky Ventures had an amazing interview tonight with Tim at Ridge Life. So awesome channel. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And that's up in Kenya.
So for 4 months old, they're probably, wonder how much a 4-month-old weighs.
A lot.
I mean, I know they can get really, really big, but
yeah,
the white cows.
Yeah, absolutely, Broke Cowgirl. When you sit there and factor into that, I was just talking about, excuse me, I was just talking about like cost when you buy it. We definitely, when you put all that into it, I know for us with the pigs, for our own pork, putting all the feed into it because we didn't have a lot of pasture space. And the fact that they were not pure pigs that would use pasture, we ended up using a lot more grain. So it wasn't like the meat birds where it's totally economical. However, the pork was not outrageous. It was not outrageous. It was higher priced, but however, I knew where everything came from.
Yep.
So,
Sometimes that's way more valuable.
and it's like pork I've never tasted before, I got to tell you. I sit there and I eat it and I keep telling Ryan, I'm like, oh my gosh.
We got to get another pig.
I'm like, yeah. I'm just excited. I can't wait to breed the Coonies next year. So that'll be fun.
I think that's what they had at the homesteading convention.
Of course they did. All those homesteaders have them.
Yeah, apparently they're really good to eat.
Yes, they are. I've not had any, but that was what inspired me to get them. I mean, we ended up getting the 2 feeder pigs, and I'll probably do it again to get another feeder pig because we have the space for it, but it's a much different animal, you know what I mean? Whereas the Coonies tend to be more like pets versus the breeder pigs. They were our pets and we took extra special care of them. However, they were monsters when they grew.
Yeah, I bet.
Scott said 300 to 350 pounds, I'm assuming.
Okay, so it's not as big. Like, because I know my father-in-law takes them to butcher. They're like well over 1,000 pounds.
Nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah, for sure. They're putting in a huge geothermal greenhouse. They split
wow.
the kit with their family in South Dakota. It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really cool. All right.
Yeah, see, that's what we want to do. We want to do just pasture raised and we want to try not to do grain at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to do grain. I prefer to do, I shouldn't say I have to. I prefer to do grain for part of it. Hey, Outdoors with Big Matt. Hey, Northern Girl Hobbies. We don't mind doing it. And then we also have hay. And then we also have the pasture in the summertime. So that's been really good. Bye, Miss Southern Belle. So what would be the first cheese you would make from your dairy cow?
I don't know. I've watched a couple YouTube videos on how to make mozzarella cheese.
Ooh. Who'd you watch?
So that seems, what is that one called? Roots and Refuge.
Yep.
That's what it's called. I've watched her make it from goat cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've watched a couple other ones to see, like, to compare their techniques, and they're basically the same. So I would like to try that. It looks really, really good. So I definitely like to try that. Beyond that, I have no idea what other kinds I can make. So.
Yep. Pathways Homestead, they were making cheese, and they're I say a smaller channel, but they are, sometimes I like watching the smaller channels make stuff like that because I feel like they're more honest about things. Like they say, oh, this didn't work out well, or oh, I screwed up.
Yeah.
But they did a really, really great job they did with making some cheese, Cindy and Gary.
Yeah, I'm sure I will make a lot of flops the first few times I make cheese. Then that's why you gotta have pigs, because then they can eat the flops.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. Off-grid greenhouse.
Super cool.
You are so cool.
Wendy's super cool. You should see her raised beds. Oh my gosh. There we go. There's a question for you.
I don't know. No idea. Not got there yet, but I'll let you know.
I think that most people can make a mozzarella from milk because it's, working it through and stuff like that. I don't know enough about it, I'm going to be honest, but I think that there is they make mozzarella, but I think then after that, it has to be different. Here, Broke Cowgirl said, no. Okay. Any last questions for Christina at Hilltop Gardens and Northern Girl Hobbies is asking for the link. I'm going to put that in there for you. I'm going to do that again real quick. So bear with me, Christina. Christina, do you have anything else you want to share, my friend?
Not really.
Okay, well, you got to help me out while I'm posting your link.
If anybody has tips on raising a milk cow on pasture, I definitely would love to hear all the tips and tricks, because we will be new at it, so we can never learn too much.
There you go, Northern Girl Hobbies. They've got everything in there. And they said you can make mozzarella from store-bought milk. Everybody said it was
Even
nice.
if it's pasteurized?
Ooh, good question.
I don't think so. I think it has to be unpasteurized.
Nightseed
I
Faith.
don't know. There was a channel that done that. I saw them. I can't remember. Chocolate milk come from. My kids know it comes from the chocolate syrup. They drink chocolate milk twice a day. They know.
And Mike and Chelsea from Vision Acres, who were on our show last week, they were making butter and stuff in the KitchenAid, and they would probably know about the cheese too.
Yes, I want to make butter in my KitchenAid mixer. I see it and I want it. Cannot wait. My youngest loves butter. Like, he will eat a tub of butter if you let him. So I can't wait to make butter.
Well, everybody's saying you can definitely make cheese with pasteurized milk.
Before making cheese. That's interesting. Okay.
Thanks, Daz. Any last questions for our guest? We enjoyed having you tonight, Christina.
I have loved this. It's been so much fun.
I think that you are up to, hang on a minute, you're up to 51 subscribers. What?
Oh my goodness. I gotta get better at my videos.
We all do it. We all keep it real. If you're not yourself, it's pretty terrible, you know?
No, yep, that's right.
Yeah, well, if you want to, I mean, we're done with the interview part, but if you guys want to, if you want to hang out for a while or you want to go, it's up to you. I was going to invite people up on the screen if that works for you.
That works for me. The husband is taking care of the kids right now, keeping them occupied. So
nice.
Quiet time, space time.
Nice. Well, I want to be respectful. Hang on a minute. There we go. We're back. And they said to make ghee as well.
Ghee? What is ghee?
I'll have somebody else explain it. Could somebody say what ghee is? I'm going to put the link up if anyone wants to come up and join us and explain what ghee is. I've heard of it. I'm just not good at explaining it. Hey, Tim, Tiny Tim Posey. But yeah, I'm just going to post the grid for whoever wants to come on up. Or if you guys want to put in the chat what ghee is. Good night, bro, cowgirl. Good luck tomorrow. Ooh, a garage sale. Nice.
Oh.
Clarified butter is what everyone's telling me.
Ah. Huh. I'll have to look that up because that might be super interesting.
Here. Thank you, Tim.
Oh. I like fats, though.
And then there's the other Tim who's telling me that my face keeps freezing in the funniest poses.
Yeah.
You guys are unreal. Anybody want to come up and join us? Quiet tonight.
I know, it's Friday.
Vision Acres is like off the charts. So, oh, here we go. Takes the dairy out of the butter. Very cool.
Huh. So I wonder how long can it be out then? Like, has a nutty flavor. Huh.
Ghee is awesome for long-term storage. I don't know. I've never made it. I never had it, so I'm not really sure. Wendy said she would come up, but she's on the phone and in her jammies. Wendy, I do my lives in my jammies all the time. You just don't know it.
Yeah, that's right. I have my Jamie pants on right now.
I bet you do.
I
I actually don't for a change, but Ryan slipped me a note and he's like, Grant is fed. The barn is closed. But yeah. Well, it seems like everybody's tired tonight for Friday night, which I totally get. So, well,
Yeah.
anything else you want to share, my friend?
I think that's about it. That sums me up.
Well, we really appreciated having you here. Thank you so, so much.
I appreciate you for having me on.
Anytime, anytime. Uh-oh, here comes trouble. Look at this. They're cuddling up. Watch this.
Turn the volume up.
Hello.
Hold on a second.
It is up.
I have no volume.
Sure, Dad.
Hey, there we go.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, no problem. How are you?
Good.
I've been better.
How you feeling, Tim?
Not too bad. You know, my arm's still kind of funky. I can't really do a whole lot with it,
Yeah.
but it's getting there. It's better than it was. I mean, when I got home from surgery, I slept, I think, for like 12 hours.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I keep going longer than that.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I could hardly sleep at all, man. It hurt really bad.
I bet.
Yeah, I was messaging them.
Yeah, it was not fun, but like I said, we kind of planned to do this in the fall. There's not a whole lot going on, you know. In the spring and summer, I mean, we are busy, you know.
Yep.
So 6 to 8 weeks for the hand to heal, and 8 to 12 for the elbow to heal up. So I should be good by Christmas, maybe.
Wow. Be careful you don't hurt it, you know?
No, I'm gonna take it easy for a little while. Like I said, it's winter. There's not a whole lot going on, you know. So I got all my animal feed in place and everything before I went and had this done.
Yep.
Make it easier on Trin and Paige. You know, I saw that you got some snow over there the other day, huh?
Yeah, we got about 5 or 6 inches.
You know what?
It was cold. It was cold. And the biggest thing was a big, huge pine tree broke off and went across the pig fence. So,
oh, that stinks.
yeah, we got to cut that up this weekend. We were going to do it that night, but it was continued to be way too windy.
Yeah.
And the pigs, quite honestly, they go in their house. But the other thing is they were hanging out under the tree. So I was like, they're good. Let's wait till the weekend. So this weekend we'll be cutting the tree down and moving it and getting the fence fixed.
I do not miss the snow.
How's the new pigs?
Doing good. Sherman's decided that he doesn't want to stand in snow to eat.
I don't blame him.
I don't either. Eleanor and Fiona. Eleanor was sliding on the snow this morning and she was not happy at all. Grant, on the other hand, comes roaring down the ramp every 4 to 6 hours when I feed him, and he runs right out in the snow and he doesn't even care.
Well,
He's so stinking active and hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to see more of them.
Animals are pretty funny to watch sometimes. Our goats were throwing a fit because we put them away early because there was a storm coming.
Yep.
Oh, you could hear them inside their shed screaming like crazy. Let us out. You threw us in here 2 hours early. They knew.
Yep.
You know, they're funny like that, but
yeah. We've got Grant is in Maggie and Winston's barn. We cleaned that out. And that ramp because of the way we screwed up, because we had the sliding door, we put the sliding door on, and I'll admit we were stupid. We totally forgot to put the ramp on. So then we put the ramp on, and what we decided was we hinged it up. So picture this. The ramp is up and it's latched, which is great, right? But then you go to pull it down, and so as you're pulling it down, he's running up it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
It's hilarious.
You should get a video of that.
Yeah, I try. I go out at like 11 o'clock to feed him, and he's just like, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." He's so cute.
Well, we had a pig for, I don't know, we had him for about 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was a potbelly, right?
yeah, he ended up dying, dude. Paige was devastated, man. That was her buddy. That thing followed her all over the yard, would go under the swing set while she was on the swing set, and just,
Yep.
you know, he got sick one day. We took him to the vet. They gave him some shots, said he had some kind of a cold or something. And 2 days later, I went in there to feed him, and he was gone. You know, so it totally stinks, but it's part of it. It happens, you know.
It does. It does. I mean, and I know that when we breed piglets, we're going to try to sell the piglets, but at the same time, we are probably going to keep some for meat.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The bigger pigs, it was easier for me to do. I know that sounds horrible, but it was a different breed. But the coonies are hard because they're like dogs.
Well, you know, I mean, it's like the chickens, like doing meat birds. I
Yeah.
don't know. We've done it, I don't know, 5 or 6 times now. We haven't bought store-bought chicken in 2.5 years, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's now we do it, and it's like nothing. You know, it's normal. It's what we do.
Yep. I agree.
And definitely get a chicken plucker. It's way, way easier.
She's got one.
Now, I'm talking to Christina over there. Get a chicken plucker. It's
Yes.
well worth the money.
Worth every
Yeah.
penny.
Way
That's what
fast.
I think also.
Well, I mean, you could spend a half hour plucking one bird, or you could buy a plucker and it'll pluck the thing in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, we did what, 24 birds?
24, yeah.
And it took us about an hour, and they were all on ice.
That's
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, if you're doing it by hand, it'll take you 3 days. It'll take forever.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
I mean, the pluckers are expensive, but I don't know if anybody around you rents them. Other people on here have said, yeah, they found places that'll rent them, but otherwise they're like $400 or $500. They're not cheap.
Yeah.
We bought
The one I saw was like 6 or 7. So
Yeah.
Well, you know what? With all the craziness going on in the world, I wouldn't doubt it now if they're 600 or 700.
Yep.
Everything is going up and everything is going crazy, you know. So everything that used to be cheap is getting crazy expensive. So I mean, you kind of got to watch for deals and, you know, see what you can find. You know, it's crazy how much everything has gone up, and you're like, you want how much for that? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's one of the things we've done is watch for any sales and stuff like that. And that's when we bought our plucker last year, because I said to Ryan, I said, you know, if we're going to do this, we're going to buy a plucker. It just makes sense. And it worked out really well. Good night, Growing with Hudson.
We've done it without a plucker before. It takes forever, man. I won't do it again without a plucker.
Turkeys were worse.
Oh yeah, the turkeys were way worse.
Yeah.
They were harder to pluck. They're way bigger. I mean, it took forever, you know.
Have you done ducks with your plucker?
No, we haven't. But from what I gather, other people say that ducks don't pluck as easily as chickens in there.
Yeah. So we have 2 khaki Campbell drakes. We had 5 ducks total. 3 of them were killed by a predator. And then we ended up deciding to keep the 2 that we had, but we've decided that we may not want to go duck route. So we wanted to butcher them.
Yeah.
And if we decide to do ducks, we may do Peking, but only in the summer months.
That's what we have.
Right. So I have 2 khaki Campbells that I want to process, and we're trying to think if bringing them out for the
The
plucker would be worth it or not.
I don't know. You'd have to do it and maybe do a video on it. I'd be interested to see that. What's up, Daz?
Good night, Northern Girl Hobbies. So, yeah, for sure. And Tiny Tim Posey said that Creekside Maples, and yeah, I saw that video. They did a really, really great chicken plucker. So Creekside Maples did a homemade chicken plucker, which was really cool. And Nettie said she'd just skin them. For ducks? Is that what you meant, Net?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm just skin
Yeah,
them.
get in here.
I may do that then.
Well, we do our chickens. I mean, after they're on ice, the next day I'll usually keep the smaller ones for like a rotisserie chicken. We have an air fryer that's got a rotisserie in it.
Okay.
We'll keep the smaller ones for that, and then a lot of times I'll slice up the other ones and have the leg quarters and the breasts and all that stuff, and we'll vacuum seal it and shove it in the freezer. So we usually do it twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. Definitely don't want to do it in the summer when it's like 110 degrees out. That's just not happening.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Net said, yeah, to skin them. Net said to skin the ducks. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like duck meat. I think that's more of a darker meat from what I gather.
Sorry, guys.
We're not real big on dark meat.
How you doing, Daz? Can you hear us?
I don't think Daz can hear us.
Okay, I can hear you guys. I think it's
there we go.
Lisa.
That's why I pay for that fancy cable internet.
We actually just got new internet. We got fiber a couple days ago.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
We
we'll see
pay
how it
for
goes.
cable. It's the only
Well,
thing
we
that I
had
pay for.
we had the cable internet, but cable internet, I mean, it's just we had the whole package, and every year they want to keep cranking it up on you. That gets old.
Yeah. I don't have cable TV. I just have the internet.
We don't have cable TV or cable internet anymore. We got rid of all of it.
Nice.
You guys are so lucky with some of the stuff you can access over there.
Yeah.
Australia is, oh man, we are so hopeless with our internet in this country. It's really bad. It's it's not good. Some lucky people in the middle of the big cities, they get really fast internet, like super fast, as in like what people consider fast overseas. But as you get further out, oh man, it's bad. It's
You
like
just-
sorry.
Do you not have like many options to choose from? Or are you just limited?
I think it's the infrastructure. Pretty much Australia was, as far as I'm aware, Australia was pretty much cabled with copper wire by Telstra. There's one company in Australia. And then it wasn't until, I don't know, maybe say 25, 30 years ago that other companies started to come in, but then they had to access their equipment and their network and everything. And it's this whole political thing where stuff wasn't upgraded and blah, blah, blah. And, infrastructure wasn't put in to fix things. And so, yeah, we're slowly getting there. But yeah, I'm out here in the bush on fixed wireless. So touch wood, it's working okay. I can upload and talk to you guys. But I don't think out here I'll ever see, I think I've got maybe 60 megabits download and something like 5 megabits upload. That's the best I'll get here.
Are you guys still running with that stuff with the dial-up? You put the phone on the thing.
Oh yeah, it's like I joke with other people about the internet being slow, but you can't see my legs, but I'm actually pedaling at the moment just to keep this going. So,
Well, if that's the case, you need to tell Lisa to pedal faster. Hers keeps freezing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on because we pay for the higher speed and we've not had any issues until that whole Facebook, Instagram thing. And then we got the new modem. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
I feel like ever since then, a lot of things are acting goofy. Like phones, Wi-Fi, everything seems to be a little wonky lately.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Sure.
everybody's home.
That's true.
Everybody's at home and on the internet. The whole thing will probably crash.
It's just weird because this is like the first house that we've lived in that we've had amazing internet, and I never had to reset my Apple TV. I literally only had to do it the other day for the first time. And when I first started living here, I was working remotely, and that was one of the big things was I said, look, I can't have problems with the internet. And I ended up doing all these tests and so on. No issues whatsoever. Then the other day we had that live with Portage View Farms, and that was when Facebook and Instagram went down and my modem fried. So it was totally crazy.
Wow.
You know, it was funny when we built this house 3 years ago. This is the third time that I've built a house, and it can be stressful. And out of all the houses that I built and upgraded and moved to, the biggest stress I ever had with building any of the houses was what type of internet I was going to get here. I didn't know. I couldn't ask the neighbors because the neighbors around me are retired farmers, and they're like, internet? Oh, we've heard about the internet. I think all the youngins use that. So I couldn't ask them. And so I was really worried. Like when we bought the land and then had the house built and waited for that whole process, I swear the day I plugged in the internet and did the internet speed test, it was like having another child. I was like, yes. So, yeah, my wife thought it was pretty sad, but hey, there was a chance that I could be out here in the bush, as beautiful as it is, on dial-up speeds, and I wouldn't be doing this on dial-up.
No.
Yeah, so I'm very thankful. So as I said, touch wood. It's all so far so good, and I'll accept what I can get.
Oh,
it's Wendy.
Do you guys know who this lady is?
G'day, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
You have sound, Wendy?
It's an old lady.
There you are.
There we go.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Wendy.
I told you I'm in my pajamas and I look rough.
Oh, I think at this point we're all in our pajamas.
Yeah, for sure. Christina's nodding her head because she's been quiet, but she's sitting there in these PJ pants that probably have coffee cups and donuts on them. So don't worry.
They do. They do.
No, I know exactly what's.
Hey, there's two
doing.
old people on the couch.
Hey, guys.
Christina's sitting there thinking, "Oh my God, what did I get myself into with all these crazy people?"
I'm thinking, oh, I want some coffee.
She's been to our Friday lives before. Don't worry. She's used to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know, that one Friday live you had with Bramble Hill and that whole thing got started. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, the bat signal.
The bat signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That got kind of crazy.
Did you
That's
see
why
that
Ryan
one,
leaves,
Christina?
you know.
Did you see that one, Christina, a long time ago?
Mm-mm.
No?
Go back and watch it. It's hilarious.
Yes.
We were out of control that night.
It was fun.
I think they were all drinking that coffee you were talking about that'll kill you with all the caffeine. I
Yes.
think they were all drinking it. It was pretty wound up.
Country Mama's got some grandchild gremlins there.
Yes.
So she's not on tonight. Lisa Colobi said the moon was real full that night.
Oh, you got that right. It sure was.
You guys are awesome.
Can I just chime in and say to everybody in chat that if you haven't subscribed to any of these channels on the screen, please go check them out, because I'm new to you, Christina, but everyone else, awesome. Wendy is so nice. I've had
Love
so many
Wendy.
cool backwards and forwards conversations with Wendy, and Lisa is my savior. Lisa is the person that keeps me going behind the scenes. And man, Blue Collar, these guys, you've got to check out their videos and seeing what they can do on. I can remember saying to them about how much produce they grew, and could not believe it when they said to me that they're not on this big farm. What are you talking about? Like the tomatoes you guys grew.
3,000 pounds.
No,
That
it wasn't quite that much, but I forget how many.
It would have
was.
been better.
It would have been better, but we had issues in the
Yeah.
beginning with the blossom end rot and then other stuff. But I mean, we still grew. I want to say it was like 600 pounds or something.
No, it was more than that. I forgot.
unbelievable.
Anyway,
It was quite a bit, but we cram all this stuff in on a little less than half an acre.
Yeah.
So, right now there's
Unreal.
five.
Wow.
There's 5 goats running around, 2 big gardens. I think 18 chickens at the moment,
Egg layers. Yeah.
Paige.
Ducks.
and then the 3 ducks, and we have a cat that we got about a year and a half ago. He's outside strictly. We got him for mouse control, and he does his job pretty well. And then, of course, we got our dog. And in the middle of this live, I had to go outside and grab him because he almost got into it with a skunk.
Oh, huh.
So, but he did. Thank God he didn't get sprayed, or we wouldn't be here right now. Poor Trent would be scrubbing him down with something.
Well, Tim and
I don't
Trinity,
have.
guess
No,
what you
sorry.
guys inspired us to buy?
What'd you get?
What?
We ordered a Harvest Right
Nice.
Really?
What
Yep.
size did you get?
medium.
Yay!
You just really made Daz upset, man. He's dying to get one of those.
We ordered the medium, and we ordered it not with the standard, not with the pump that it comes with, the next one above.
The Premiere or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then we ordered some supplies that came along with it.
Yeah, we did too. We got the standard pump though. We didn't upgrade anything because I mean that thing's expensive.
Well, we were going to get the oilless pump, but it was really, really expensive.
Yeah.
So, all right. So there's a bottom, then there's the oilless. We got the middle, which
Yeah.
is premium.
How long do you have to wait for delivery?
5 to 12 week lead time.
Ouch. Well, I have been hearing that they're getting delivered sooner.
Good.
So maybe that'll apply to you.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Thanks,
I
folks,
only-
at Aquarius. Thank you, Micro Farmer.
I only looked up the Harvest Right again last night. Not that I'm going to get one because they're hideously expensive here, but I looked one up again. Man, I looked it up just last night to see what it's going to cost me, and I'm now looking at just over 8,000 Australian dollars to get a medium-sized one with the basic pump.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
That's
Jeez.
ridiculous.
I think in US dollars, that's probably at least 10,000, just over 10,000, maybe $10,500.
That's insane.
Wow.
Gosh.
Yeah,
That
it's
Crazy.
yeah.
We
Unless
just
one of
loaded
those.
ours up a few minutes ago with stuff. It's running right now.
Oh man,
We'll have a video
Yeah.
coming out on what's in there soon.
awesome.
That's a shame, Daz, because you have so much on your property that you can use, and you could use that a lot on your
Yeah.
property.
Yeah, I'd love to. Like eggs, I've only got 6 chickens here, but we have so many eggs building up that I would love to freeze dry eggs, and at that much expense, I don't think it's going to be happening anytime soon.
It stinks, man, because we would freeze dry some stuff and send it to you, but you said you got all these crazy rules over there. We actually looked; it's only like
Yes.
$28 to ship it
Yeah.
to Australia.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Tiny Tim Posey wanted to know the name of all the channels on the panel. So it's Yogi Hollow Farm, Hilltop Gardens, which is Christina, Blue Collar Homestead, Wendy at Hardknack Farms, and My Aussie Garden and Kitchen. I typed it in the chat. Yeah, we ordered it the other night. And so we're just waiting on it. But I heard that whole thing about Augustin closing, and I said, you know what? We're getting it.
Wait, what's
So-
closing?
What's closing?
Augustin?
What is that?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I had never heard of them before. I feel like an idiot, but
Me neither.
they have freeze-dried food, and Country Mama Musing had a video on it. Also, Little Frenchie in Big Texas, and they have this. They're apparently very well-known freeze-dried food, and they are closing, and people are concerned they're not going to reopen. So look it up online. Wendy, do you know anything about that?
Can you put it away for me? Yeah, thanks.
Sure, I'll put it away for you. Why not?
Okay,
Sorry,
I
my
can't.
wife.
All I
Farmer?
hear is everybody talking at the same time. It's not separating the conversation for me. And
Have
it's
you
probably
heard
our
of-
internet?
Oh, okay. Have you heard of Augustin Farms?
Yes, I have.
What do you know about them?
I don't know much about them except for somebody said they're closing down or something.
From what I understood is that they have a supply issue, and They can't justify staying open and employing people while they can't have the product to obviously sell.
Makes sense.
That's all I know.
Maybe with all the people, because there are a lot of people that have Harvest Right freeze dryers now. Maybe with that,
Yeah.
being in people's homes, they're just having a hard time, selling it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But you know what? Harvest Right's going to have a problem soon too, getting parts to build these things. I'm sure
Right.
that's coming.
I think that's already
Yeah.
happening.
And we're on a couple different freeze drying groups on Facebook, and there's a lot of people on there ordering them like crazy right now. So I mean, people are buying them up like nuts. I mean, we got ours how many months ago? 3 months ago?
I think it was in May.
May. It was back in May.
Yeah.
And we haven't had any issues with it. It runs good. I mean, you change the oil every so many cycles and
Clean it out
and stuff like that. It works really good. I mean, there's certain stuff you got to put a little extra dry time in, but it works pretty good. And we've got some stuff stored, and we don't put everything in the Mylar bags. Stuff in the Mylar bags is for long term, like 20, 30 years for storage. Stuff that we know we're going to use in the next year or two, I'll put it in a mason jar and vacuum seal it,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Well,
decided if we're going to have a better year with our garden next year, we want to be able to do that versus just canning. We want to be able to freeze dry eggs is a big thing because we're running out of freezer room with eggs and meat and all that stuff. How about you, Christina?
The difference with the eggs.
Lisa, when you if you want, there's a Facebook group called Retired at 40.
Okay.
They have any question you can ever think of about freeze drying, and we both found it to be extremely helpful.
He's also on a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's all he does
Cool.
is freeze drying stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. We ended up ordering we ordered the freeze dryer. We ordered the silicone mats.
Yeah, we did too.
We ordered the Mylar bags. We ordered the cutter. It came with all that stuff, and then we ordered some extras.
Wow.
But
Have
Christina,
you tried water glassing your eggs?
I haven't because Country Mama said she did it and she didn't seem impressed, and I trust her.
So I done mine. I guess it's almost 3 weeks ago, and so I've been eating them this week, and there's no difference from the ones I go get daily.
Wow.
So
Good stuff.
That's awesome.
I think it can last 18 months on the counter in water glassing. So might be another option.
Yeah, that's really cool because we get about 20 to 25 eggs a day, and we sell them, but sometimes we don't always sell all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hello, Inca, finding happiness in all you do.
All right. Listen.
Sorry if
we're gonna bail. Actually, we're gonna get going. We just thought we'd pop in for a minute and say hi to everybody, but we're gonna get going. We're getting tired. Trin's been up since like 3 a.m, so
Yeah.
we're gonna bail. It was good to see everybody, and we'll probably see you guys again on another live somewhere.
Well, we are really glad you came.
Well, have a good night, Blue Collar.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
have a good night, you guys. We love you guys.
Love you guys. See you
Bye,
later.
everybody.
you recover well, and if you don't want that freeze dryer, my address, I'll send it to you straight away.
All right. We'll see you
Bye.
later.
All right, well, I'm probably going to call it a night, guys. We're at about 2 hours, and that's pretty long for me, but I'm trying to get my watch hours, as everybody knows. So, but we really love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And Christina, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And Wendy, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And Daz, we love you as always.
Thank you. I'm just wrapped. I'm on a panel with Wendy. It's my first time being live with Wendy.
I know.
Oh,
isn't that
obviously.
cool?
And Christina, too. I'm not leaving you out, Christina. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm the newbie.
I will add her too.
All right, well, I'm going to go make sure my chickens are locked up. Check on my Piggy, and Arizona Kid just said goodnight. So good night, everybody.
Night.
Arizona
Good night.
Arizona Kid, guys. Arizona Kid's here.
He was probably
Sorry,
lurking.
I've not seen that dude for ages.
I love Arizona Kid. He's an awesome guy. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. Thanks for being here. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Nice to meet you, Christina.
Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Okay, guys, we forgot to end the broadcast. Thank you to Rambling with the Brums for telling me to hit end broadcast.